Good evening. The time is 6 p.m.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. And guess what that is? Time to go crazy on ham radio with Magical Mike's Ham Fun Podcast. How you doing tonight? I got a few things in store for you guys. I got a drone shot of the new tower. I got my buddy Ziggy on here who helped me out tremendously. I got Joseph on here from Tampa. We had he had his first satellite contact with my portable rig at Hamcation a few months ago. So we're gonna have a good time tonight. Hopefully the Smoking Ape is gonna show up and a few other people I invited. Let's see. I don't want to make any promises, but Michael Sataretti from CSN Technologies got the link and he may be coming. So let's hope he comes too. I'm hoping he gets to join us too. But first, let's see who we got here already and chit chat a little bit with them. Here we got here's Joseph and here's Ziggy. Hey you guys, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So and we got Grant Mosley watching us on Facebook. Boy, I just, this live streaming stuff is crazy because I'm watching, it's working on YouTube, it's working on Facebook, but on Twitter, it tells me I can't watch this in my area. I'm like, where am I? What are you talking about? I'm here in Florida where I always am.
They probably think you're in Cuba somewhere.
Yeah, well, who knows? I can't figure it out. But everybody, if you don't know Alan, he goes by the name Ziggy. This guy is a godsend to me because I never would have a tower if it wasn't for him and his hard work.
Just extra parts laying around.
With a lot of extra parts laying around. Don't worry, you're getting one section back. I'm going to give you one section back. But Alan's helped me out tremendously. My free tower so far has cost me about $2,500, and I'm very grateful for that because it could have been a heck of a lot more. 4,800 pounds of concrete holding that sucker up, and it's looking good. It's looking good. By the way, Alan, I hollowed out the holes a little bit so I can get the thing level. All I need is somebody inside to hold the nut or tighten the nuts while somebody's on the outside.
All right.
I can get that thing mounted. And I got to get, for people that don't know it, when I originally put the winch up, it was crooked. And it screwed up the way the cable rolled up on it one time. And I realized this is not safe. I got to do this right. So we've been working on trying to make sure it's level. And I'm there, but I don't have the Tapcon drill bit to drill into it. Hey, Larry, guess who's here? Remember all that brisket we had at Hamcation? Here's the chef right here.
Hey, look at him.
Ziggy, I've been trying to contact you, man, on your Wires Fusion link, and I haven't been able to get in touch with you. I've got some people interested in your balance.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we're gonna have to figure something out for that. Yeah, I've had way too much going on in my life right now. My node's been down for a while. I can't keep up, man. So we're gonna have to resort to cell phones, unfortunately.
My email address is on my QRZ. Just contact me via email.
I'll do that.
I can give you my phone number too. I don't know if we exchange numbers at Hamcation or not. And Mike, good evening to you. Tim, good evening to you as well.
Good evening, Larry. Larry and I finally made a satellite contact last week, right before I took down my rotor and everything. We got one of the last satellite contacts I got before I started building the new tower. So yeah, I finally got you. And the funny thing was, I didn't recognize you. I didn't recognize your call sign. I'm going LTT. What? Loud talking trucker. That's right. That's Larry. He made the brisket. And I figured it out before I went off the air. I was live streaming that too. So if you go back and look at my lives, Larry, you can see it.
Yeah, that was actually the first contact through the ISS that I made from the truck, just using my vertical antennas on the truck. So it just it just worked out perfect. I got a notification on my app that it was going to be right over the top of me. And so I ran out to the truck. I'm here in Florida right now. I'm at the house in Florida right now. So
Which is where? What city?
I'm in the Ocala National Forest. You know where Black Bear Highway is, Route 40. If you
Yeah.
follow Route 40 from Ormond Beach or Interstate 95 due west, I'm about 45 minutes west of there.
Right, right. Oh, isn't that nice? Facebook just reminded me to do my live stream. Thank you. I'm already doing it. What are you- Facebook's the reason the Pony Express isn't around anymore. So anyway, I thought I'd bring you guys here tonight to enjoy a few things, just to shoot the breeze. Ziggy's helped me with a lot of stuff. Joseph, I got a special place in my heart for him because he made his first satellite contact at Hamcation with me. And Larry, man, brisket. Best brisket I ever had in my life. It was fantastic.
Next
the only
year,
reason
same
why I
thing.
ate.
Next year,
With
be
a
there,
stir.
be square.
Yeah, right. And yeah, I warned you when we were doing the video. I said, "You sure you want me to say this on the video? Because everybody's going to hear it. You're going to be swamped next year. I
Well,
wouldn't
let's
be
hope so.
surprised if you got to go out and buy more meat. You know,
If I got to
44
buy more
pounds, I
meat,
don't
I'll
think
do
you'll
it.
cut it. You're such a nice guy. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and your company was great too. So I had a good time. All right, so I'm going to take you guys off the screen for a second. I got something to show you. Ziggy, you'll like this. So hold on a second. We're bringing another screen up. And I want you to see, this is normally the screen for my satellite pass, but I got a video on here. I'm sure you all still hear me. I'm going to hit play on this video. This is a drone shot I did today of my new Yagi antennas set up there at 40 feet. And this is a panoramic view from my backyard. And in a minute, you'll see some houses come into the shot. And then you'll see, like right now, it's pointing to the front of the house. That's my flagpole in front of the house. There's my neighbor walking down the street. And as it comes around, you're going to see my vertical. That's my 41-foot push-up mast. That's coming down. And right next to that is the new tower with the two Yagis. Yes, they are not aligned yet. There's nothing connected to them yet. They're just up there. And as soon as I get this winch situation, but if you look, the drone is at the same height as the antennas right now. So as I pan around, you can see I got very good shot at the horizon in every direction. The north is still got a little bit more trees in it, but I'll still be able to do it to the north. You're looking southwest at this point. Hey, we got a really nice guy just joined in. I'll get him on the screen in a second. Mike from CSN Technologies. But there's that's my antenna setup. That's the way it's going to work. And I'm really looking forward. I'm hoping IO117 is much easier to get on that new 70-centimeter Yagi. So, yeah, I wanted you to see that. And I knew Ziggy would appreciate the drone shot because he climbed that tower at one point. And you'd be proud of me, Zig. I did it too. I climbed up to where the pulley was to get, because I let go of it and it got stuck up there and I had to climb up to get it. Not saying it was easy. I was a little shaky. But there's the setup. The little short dual band antenna on the bottom left of the screen there. That is, I hit from that little 20-foot antenna. I hit Orlando. I hit Sanford. I can get the repeaters all over the place. So I'm looking to start getting some 70-centimeter repeaters off this new Yagi once I get that hooked up and running. The priority right now is just to get it to the point. That's the end of the video. All right, so we'll switch back. Hold on. All right, we'll come back to the solo cam, and I'll introduce you to this guy. He's a handsome dude from Long Island, and he's helped me out a lot. Michael, how are you, man?
Good, Mike. How about yourself? How's everything?
I'm good. How do you like the new antenna I just set up?
I like it. It looks very nice. Hopefully, it'll work great because it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the neck to always go up there and tweak things, but you should be good.
Right. And I'll tell you, the nice thing is it's a fold over. I mean, not fold over. It's on a hinge.
Tilt over. Oh, very good.
I can lower the whole thing. We're just in the process of perfecting the mounting for the winch because I screwed it up. It wasn't level. And I thought I screwed the pooch because I was bringing it up. I was done working on it for the day. I wanted to leave it vertical. And I'm watching the pin at the base while the thing is still coming up. So I'm holding the control for the winch in one hand, and I'm holding the bolt because as soon as it gets to the point where I get that bolt in there, I got to shove it in there. Otherwise, it over comes up too high. It'll go past vertical. So I don't want that to happen because I don't want to stress out anything. But what I didn't realize is the cable was winding up on top of itself, and it actually went over the edge of the spool and got jammed right when it was vertical. So I didn't even notice it. I put the pin in, I shut everything down. I came in the house, got up the next day. I was going to run the control cables. So I said, all right, let me lower it down. I'll put the control cables on it. I also had to cut the grass that day. That's why I left it vertical, so I could cut the grass, and then I'll lower it down. And I went to lower it down. It was all jammed up. That cable was stuck. I had to literally take the winch off the mounting and try to, one at a time, back wind all the cable until it was only one piece of cable stuck. And then I kind of pried the spool to give it a little room to get that cable out, and I got it out. So now I'm in the process of re-leveling the winch so it rolls up even next time. And it should be fine then. And then I can start getting to work. I have all the cables. By the way, ABR Industries, these people are great. If you ever got if you ever going to do satellites, or you need coax, go to ABR Industries, use my code ABR10 HamFun, and you get 10% off. And Chuck gave me such a deal. I mean, he didn't even charge me freight. I had 200-foot LMR 400s, 200-foot control cables, and a couple other little things. He got it all in one box. The box had to weigh 50 pounds. So I would have had to pay freight to have it shipped. He didn't charge me freight. That was really nice of him. And that's why I'm pumping them up. I'm talking about ABR Industries. Also, I'll get everybody else on here. We introduce you, Michael. This is Joseph. Made his first satellite contact at Hamcation with me. This is my buddy. This is Ziggy. Ziggy helped me put the tower up.
Hey, excellent.
And this is Larry, loud talking trucker, KB0.
Hey, Larry.
OTT. Larry was the guy. Next year when you come to Hamcation, Michael, he makes the best brisket I've ever had, and he gives it away free at his truck. Look for the big orange truck in the campground.
Sounds good. You told me about it when I was there, but I had already eaten. But we'll definitely check that out.
You should have come by and got a sandwich to take with you, man.
I should have. You're right.
There's always room
Mike,
for brisket.
That
is true.
Well, unbelievable. He had. I don't know what you did to those beans, Larry, but oh my God, they were so good. So yeah.
If I told you what I did to the beans, you probably wouldn't eat them anymore.
Did you ever tell me there's a dead cat in there somewhere?
That might have been more than that.
Mike, the guys from ABR Industries are great. I always do recommend them. I buy all my cables from them, and especially the satellite cables. I buy it with the quick disconnect, so that if there's lightning or something coming in the area, you can just unplug it. Or if you use it for portable operations, you can just unplug the cables. You don't have to unscrew them off the screw terminals on the back of that Yaesu. You set it once and forget it. So very good.
I actually have them. As a matter of fact, I just took the old cables out, and can you see them? Here they are right here.
Yep. And they'll make them in custom lengths for you, so that if you need a 2-foot piece from the back of the Yaesu rotator to the connector, or they'll make them whatever length that you need.
Right. And like an idiot, I asked him, do you have anything that does lightning protection? He goes, yeah, we got this. But I said, good, send me that too. I didn't realize it was just the cables. I thought he had like a lightning suppressor or something that goes in between, so you don't have to disconnect them, but he doesn't. But I got an extra set in case I need them, so I'm good. I'm not worried about it. But the next step is going to be get that winch right. Then I'm going to lay it down and start running wires. Now, Ziggy is my tower tech. The man knows he could do anything. Ziggy, you got any of your balance there that you made? You want to show anybody?
I mean, I got a whole room full of them. You want to just talk about them?
Show me stuff. Everybody else, I'm going to put you on the side and just leave Ziggy up here. So
no. We can all stay in the group. I don't have to be on the main screen. So I just shipped out my first commercial product. My first commercial product. I call it the Fat Bottom Girl. So what that is it's a harmonically tuned and centered infed, and basically what that means is that I do the 1/3 centering capacitor on the long wire, and that brings 80 and 40 right where they need to be. Kind because you're always splitting the difference of 40 and 20 on an InFed. And then I get some information from the customer about how they're deploying it, and I deploy it the same way in my backfield. And then that's after I harmonically tune the wire, then I impedance tune the transformer. Seems to be the winning combination these days is a 36-to-1 on a standard 43. And then let's see, what do I do next? And then the magic sauce goes on the feed line. So I did this in a previous podcast where I actually use 75 ohm feed line. And what that allows me to do is that gives the transformer, the whole antenna system in general, it gives it the ability to either use the feed line if it would like to, or it can power through the feed line because, the antenna is still harmonically resonant and tuned for 50 ohms.
Right.
So it's kind of like an alive animal. It has the ability to either use the feed line or not. And what that does is it makes, and all InFeds are extremely high Q. This gives me the ability to, every single harmonic gets real wide. So it's what I call a favorable loss. But, when you have one wire that can do, not only all the fundamentals, but also all the work bands, and it'll even do 27 megahertz if you want it to, all with the 3-to-1 tuner. So that's the Fat Bottom Girl, and it just arrived at its destination just a few minutes ago. The guy gave me a text message.
Is that the one for what's his name?
The Philippines. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to the Philippines with it.
Yep, 50-foot bamboo tower it's going on. Sure is.
Nice. Yeah, you just showed me a picture of that bamboo tower. That was crazy. It's
a
tower. How tall is it?
It's 50 feet.
50-foot bamboo tower in the Philippines. That's incredible. If you got the picture, you could show everybody. That would be cool. I don't know if you know how to do that or if you got it available.
If I know how to do that.
By the way,
let's present something real quick.
I just want to say Grant Mosley just chimed in that he got started in satellite working off his Comet CA2 by 4SR and an Alinco DR605T. I don't even know what that radio is, but man, Grant, any way you can do it, do it. And he's watching us on Facebook right now. Speaking of Grant, I sent him the link to tell him if he wants to join. And Grant came to the game. How you doing, Grant? Oh, he's driving. Don't have an accident.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm almost home.
Grant, where are you from?
Well, I was born in Kentucky, but I've been living in Florida since I was a teenager.
Okay. What part of Florida?
I'm in Delaney.
Oh, heck, you're right around the corner. Come on over. I'll show you my shit sometime.
Yeah, you're up.
I'm in Palm Coast.
One of these days I'll make it over. It's just, I got 3 kids, so I stay busy.
Yeah, that'll keep you busy. Alan's got a bunch of kids, too. He takes care of them. You might see him make a little stop by in the video.
Yeah, I'm doing housework right now.
Good for you, man.
It's that time.
Yeah, what time's your wife getting home?
6:30.
All right.
Well,
so
6:45.
We got them till 6:45. So anyway, all right. So we were talking about satellites. Michael, you work with SAT, CSN Technologies. You got anything you want to fill us in on or tell us about?
No, we just tried to create a device that was very user friendly.
Right.
He's mute.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, I was mute. Somebody's making noise. I was just muting him. Not you. We don't want you. No, not you. Who's making all the noise? Somebody say boo. Oh, it went away.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Michael. Keep talking. Oh. Michael, you're on. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. So we tried to make the SAT tracker easy, user-friendly, easy to update, easy to keep your TLEs up to date, without any COM ports, so no COM port errors. And it works right now with ICOM radios and the Yaesu rotators, the G55, 54, and 5600. We are working on another version of the SAT box, which we hope to have Bluetooth and also be able to use it with Yaesu, Kenwood, and Flex radios. We're working on that at the moment, and hopefully as soon as we have it perfected, we can release that product.
I'm looking forward
Otherwise,
to it.
otherwise everything is going good. We have great customer support. We provide Zoom tech support calls if somebody is having an issue. We're always releasing updates, different things that our customers recommend. We try and add, and we try to make an overall great product. And I think we've succeeded. We have customers all around the world. We have 4 distributors, and everything is going very well.
Very nice. I know that you guys have been there for me. When I first started, it was a little confusing getting the rotor controls the correct and stuff like that. And I am telling you, if you get one of these boxes, these guys will stand with you and help you get it set up. I remember Keith, you, and I think Frank were all on the Zoom call with me when we did it. And you guys were even like saying, well, was the voltage right? Is he getting the right look? And you guys pinpointed exactly what my issue was and got it working, which I can't thank you enough. It's a very simple little product to hook up. I got a bunch of them and I could show anybody. I've done videos on them. So anybody is interested in it, even if you don't have a rotor, they do take care of the Doppler effect. I'm hoping for the Bluetooth to come out ASAP, because when it does, I'm going to be using it with my 705 portable, and I'll just take my Yagis or my elk antenna out to the field to use with the 705 to make some contacts with it. Maybe do parks on the air on satellites. That would be cool, activating a park on a satellite. But yeah, so that's going to be something I'm going to work on in the future. So anyway, anybody got any questions about satellites? Come on back now. I'm unmuting everybody. I wish it was just, although Larry won't let me unmute him. So we got Grant unmute. Did I unmute Grant? I'm trying to unmute you, Grant, but it's not unmuting you. I guess you got it muted. That's all right. So anybody got any questions for Michael?
Hey, Michael, so with the next edition of the SAT box, will it integrate well with the FTM 400?
I don't know if it's actually going to work with a 400. Right now, we are trying to stick with the satellite radios, but it may. As long as you can talk to it via Bluetooth, I think it should work. I do have that radio, but I've never used it for satellite stuff. A lot of people ask us about some of the other satellite radios, and most of them are older, because right now at this time, ICOM is the only one making the 9700, which is the only satellite radio in production. Some of the other older radios that they ask, as well as the Flex, those are the ones that we're working on. And with the FTM 400, you're gonna be limited to the FM satellites only, because that radio doesn't do sideband.
Right, of course.
So I used it originally. The first radio I used was the 991A, and it handled the Doppler effect fine. But I mean, I didn't have a rotor or anything. I was using the egg beater antennas, but it did the job. It was great. So yeah. Andrew's asking if there's any Yaesu radios that it works with.
Not at this time. We're working on that.
Well, I did use it with the 991A at one time, but yeah, kind of somebody dropped off. No, Larry's still here. Joseph's still here. Oh, it was Grant dropped off. I guess he got to his destination. Hey,
as far as I know, Mike, it did not work with the 991A, so I don't want to give any false pretenses. If you got it to work, I'm not sure what exactly you did, but right now we work with the ICOM radios.
When I had my 991A, I think I had 6 months experience as a ham.
Yeah.
Like nothing. So yeah, I know what you're saying, but I did make my first satellite contact with a 991A on the ISS.
Okay.
But you're right, though. The linear satellites are the way to go. That's what's fun. Oh, Grant's back. There you go, Grant. You're back.
I have gone out to the park with my satellite set up. The only thing is that, you know, how the satellites come over few and far between, and depending on the time of the day, you have to time it right. Because sometimes, like for the ISS, there's no passes during the daytime; they're all in the evening, and vice versa. So most of the time, when I go out to parks on the air, I just do regular HF. But I have brought the satellite setup.
Are you ready for this? There's a possibility I'll put a camera on the rotor, so when I'm doing the ISS passes, you'll actually see the ISS at night when it's looking at it. I thought that would be cool if I could pull that off. I'm going to try.
That's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
Most of my external cameras. Oh, Alan's daughter's there. Oh, Grant came and left and came back. Where are you, Grant? His camera went dark. Maybe he went in the house. Anyway, yeah, can you imagine that if you could actually see the ISS while I'm doing a conversation on it? That would be so cool. I just wish some astronauts would get back on the air. I wish they would.
That would be a good thing. Absolutely. We had two of them make a bunch of contacts, and then it kind of dried up for a little while.
Yeah, Joe Lindgren,
hopefully...
I got him 5 times, and
wow.
Woody Hoberg, I got him twice last year. So it's like over a year and a half, I got 7 contacts altogether.
That's great.
I love it.
Isn't the new crew got like 4 hands on it?
The entire new crew were all hams.
Yeah.
All of them. So, yeah. So, Andrew, you can't use it with the Yaesu. Damn, I got a helicopter. He's like on my roof. I feel like I'm in Goodfellas. Why is there helicopters flying over my house? The little things you do when you're doing live, you find out all this stuff. We got 7 people watching us right now, so thank you for watching, everybody. Glenn, that would be cool. Yeah, Glenn says that would be cool. Yeah, if I get the camera mounted on the rotor, that would be really cool. And we got let's see, Andrew just. That's okay. At some point, I will buy an ICOM, which is the easiest with the CSN. Yes, it is. The Satbox works amazingly well with the ICOMs. And,
it was designed for the ICOM 9700. And then what we did was, as people were asking us to get some of the older satellite radios working with it, we did. But some of the features that are in the Satbox won't work with some of the older radios because they just don't have the new technology.
And, you know, I talked to Ray Novak at Hamcation, and we talked about the CI5 control stuff they do in all their radios. And that's what it is. It's not CIV, it's CI5. That's a Roman numeral 5. That's what you're supposed to call it. So he corrected me on that. And then he said that they've never changed how that works in all their radios. They all work the same. Not like Yaesu, every time they come out with a new radio, they reinvent the wheel. You know,
right? And that's similar to Nikon. If you're a photographer, which I know you are, the Nikon lenses were pretty much all the same, and no matter what body you had, it would always fit on there. Where some of the other manufacturers always changed the different mounts. So that I commend ICOM for sticking with it. So that. But I wish they would have put that CI5 jack, as you're calling it, in that 905 and 705. Then we would have been set. But they didn't do that. They used Bluetooth. So we'll be there eventually.
Yeah, I can't imagine a better radio than the 705. And people will say, well, it's only 10 watts. Yeah, but trust me, you can get a lot of places at 10 watts if you got the right antenna. And I use it on Parks on the Air all the time. Now, granted, the way I got my 705, I don't know if anybody knows this story. I was chatting with Sloan. What's his call sign?
UPS.
Yeah, it ends with UPS. And he called me and said, I'm not making any contacts. You're not confirming your contacts in Logbook of the World. And I'm like, well, I don't do it on Logbook of the World. I just do it on QRZ. So he taught me why you got to do it on Logbook of the World so it gets confirmed. So I said, okay. So while I'm doing a Zoom call with him, FaceTime with him, he says, by the way, would you be interested in this? Reaches under the desk and pulls up the ICOM 705 backpack. And I looked at him. I went, is there a radio in there? He said, yeah. I'm like, are you selling that? He goes, yeah. So I'm like, how much? This was 2 years ago, $1,300. I said, you take PayPal? He said, yeah. All right, I'll pay you now and meet me at the HRO store in Altamont Springs and I'll pick it up from you. He goes, okay. So we went to, I drove to Altamont Springs on a Sunday. They were closed, of course, but we met in the parking lot. We exchanged it, but he didn't just give me the radio. He gave me the radio, the backpack, 3 batteries for the radio that fit on the radio, a 6 amp hour bioanode battery, and a toy box antenna.
Wow, you did good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So then I start doing Parks on the Air, and I got out, and that's why I started cutting my teeth on Parks on the Air. And I was enjoying it. And I said, you know, if I had 100 watts, this would be much better. Buy the Yaesu 891. No, I don't want to buy the Yaesu 891. I want to stick with the 705. How can I make that 100 watts? I got introduced to the Zygu XPA 125B amplifier / tuner. And I said, you know what? I'm buying that. That was like $650. So here I am messing around with $2,000 worth of radio to do satellites. To do Parks on the Air. I could have just bought an 891 and had that. So, but I said, nah, I'm done with Yaesu. Well, now I have an 891 in my car with my 705, my FTM 300, and I use it all the time. So, Larry, what's been going on with you lately? Tell us a little bit about what you're up to.
Well, I've just been doing my thing, Mike, just driving truck. I've got back into the house here. This house was rented out for 3 months from January 1st through March 31st. Some snowbirds came down. I use it as an Airbnb when I'm away. But I told them I'd be down in February so I could go down to Hamcation. And actually, I was quite excited to make contact with you the other day on the ISS. That's the first time I've got it set up, and it's the first time I've ever done that. So that was my first contact. And it was with somebody I knew. So what better luck, you know?
That makes it better.
As a matter of fact, this past Saturday, there was a rare Parks on the Air. A friend of mine, Jim, K3AVR, he lives down in Marco. He knew a couple of fellas. I'm bringing up the email that he sent me. I don't know if you were able to make this this contact or not, or any of you guys were able to make this contact. I got to go through my let's see if I can find it here. Might be in a different email, but it was a Tortugas, the Tortuga Islands. Does that sound right?
I don't know, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
maybe Tortuga.
Tortuga. There, yeah. Special Parks on the Air and Tortuga on Saturday, and I was listening. They were on 20 meters, and I was listening. I couldn't hear a thing. It was dead here at my location, just absolutely nothing. I didn't know if anybody else online here had a chance to try that or not, but I can't find the. I can't find the email.
I'm looking at the solar stuff right now, and the only good band, 15 and 17, are good right now. Everything else is either off or not going to be good until it gets dark. So, and once it gets dark, from 80 down to 15 will be good. Anyway,
well, I'm picking up California on 10 meters.
Yeah, 10 meters has been
10 meters
banging.
has been, yes,
banging.
Absolutely.
I'm angry at myself because I spent my all day running around, and the last 2 days, so I haven't been able to get on 10 meters.
Let me see if I can get this on the screen. I want to show you guys. Have you heard of the what's called the Ham Shack dashboard? You know what that is?
No.
I'm going to send you. I'm going to put the link in the chat, and this will blow your mind. It has 12 maps. Shows you everything from the gray line to where the 10-meter propagation is. And you can just click on this link. It'll take you to the page if you see it in the chat. And I'm going to try to get it on the screen for you so you can see it. In the meantime, hey, Ziggy, you're going to have to leave soon. Can you hear me? Ziggy, did you leave?
He's pro.
No, he's muted.
Yeah, his mic is muted.
Ziggy, you want to show off anything before you got to go? I want to give you a chance.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm working on something else while you're doing that. So, yeah. Go ahead. Tell us what you got.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I dropped out for a minute. What did you want me to talk about?
Well, you only got like another 15 minutes. So if you got anything you want to show guys that you're building or you're going to be selling or whatever.
Oh man, I do custom antennas. So the whole premise is that, people contact me and I get the same spiel pretty much every time. I've tried every antenna out there. I've tried infeds and random wires, and then come to find out that they've technically only ever tried random wires. But there's a lot more to an antenna system besides what you see. And I really want to make a big push to all the people like myself that are building antennas these days that we got to start making things a little bit more complicated. We've been beating the fundamentals of antennas into the ground for the past 100 years. And we've got to start getting a little bit more creative and start thinking about other things besides just the radiating element. I have what I call my bells and whistles, my inductors and capacitors that, hang off my wire that allow me to do special functions like, harmonically align just only 2 of the 9 bands that this antenna pulls in. Everybody sells the 49-to-1 and nobody ever really, takes time to appreciate that it's not going to be deployed in the same way at everybody's house. Some people are going to have it horizontal, some people are going to have slopers, and that changes the impedance of the entire system dramatically. And whether you like to admit it or not, your feed line is definitely, whether or not you have 1 or 50 chokes on your feed line is part of your antenna system. And I've only been able to create this Fat Bottom Girl kit of mine only because of a few factors. One, money constraints, which I think is one of the best driving forces for any creativity. But 2, it was experimentation, and getting off your ass and actually going out, into whatever you have and just spending all day on your damn your rig expert or what have you. I've gotten to the point now where I know exactly what to do to make my antenna do exactly what I would like it to do. If I want all the harmonics to have a lower SWR, I know exactly what to do that now. You know what I mean? It's there's appliance operators and then there's people like me that hardly ever get on the air, but I get most of my joy by helping people figure out their antenna issues. All right. That to me is the magic sauce.
When did you get your tech license? What year?
Let's see, if it's 23 now, probably I want to say
it's 24 now.
In 16, maybe.
Okay. All right. So you got your and then you got your general when?
Or 18.
Was it your general and your extra? You got one right after the other?
Yeah. I mean, I come from an electronics background, so the test really wasn't,
I know.
Wasn't really much. Wasn't really much for me. Yeah, but I mean, again, I don't really consider it my ham ticket. It's my antenna testing license. So again, I 99.9% of the time, the only RF I'm throwing out to the world is RF sweeps. So everybody settle down.
I've watched you. I've observed you as we've gotten to know each other better. He took his extra test the same day I took my extra test. He passed. I failed. But I'll try again. I'll get it eventually. But what I like about you is you don't do everything by the book. You experiment and find things that work that normal hams that are, like you said, have been doing this for 100 years. They don't think outside the box. You think outside the box. I mean,
that's
right down
exactly right.
Right, even right down to the way you wind your balance, the way you wind the wire on here is so freaking perfect. You think a machine did it? It was amazing.
Yeah, well, it's like a soft mallet hammer is involved. That's the secret.
What is it?
a soft mallet hammer is involved.
Well, it's great when you do it, and I've seen your work, and it's amazing. So yeah, keep up the good work. I wanted to tell you guys too. I'm going to show you this. I look at that freaking clear box. He's making an antenna with a clear box.
No, that's a solar panel. There's a mesh-tastic Laurent.
Very cool.
Loran. And then there's the single battery. But anyway, it's in this ridiculously sized box. But as of today, I have just put Palaka on the mesh-tastic map. So that's cool.
I don't even know what that is. So you're
well,
right over my head.
it's probably the slowest bandwidth communication mode that we have. I think it's like 0.6 kilobytes per second or something.
Right. Well, you guys, I do
perfect
this
for
every
text.
Wednesday night. We have 13 people watching this right now, and I thank you all for following and watching. And if you want to get onto this, send me an email or message me on Facebook. All right, so this is what I want to show you right now. I'm going to take everybody off the screen so I can get more screen space so you can see this. I mentioned the ham radio dashboard, okay? This is that dashboard. This is what it looks like, all right? Now, it looks good. Look at maximum usable frequency. It's a color. I don't know. Let me get my mouse over there so you can see. Here it is. All right, so this one on the bottom left is the MUF. The yellow is 10 meters. Look at it. It's open worldwide right now. It's only in this little area right here where it's not in the middle of the night. And now, you want to see it better? You just click on it, and it makes it full screen. You want to get rid of it? Click on it again, and it goes away. You want to see what has lightning in the United States? Bing, there it is. You want to see the sun? What's going on the sun? You click on it, it pops up on the screen. Here's your NOAA map right here. This is great. Yeah, there, and here's the gray line right here. Now, people always ask me, sometimes I post that I'm talking to Japan on the gray line. This gray line right here, where you see these different shades of gray, that's where the layers of the atmosphere have not completely merged yet. Because if you understand, we have 4 layers during the day and we have 2 layers at night. During the day, there's 4 separate layers. At night, 2 of those layers merge together. So it limits, where you can get out. But if you're like right in the middle here, let's get that on the screen again. If you're like right here in the gray line, the layers haven't quite merged yet. So you get propagation that travels along the gray line here, all the way over here to Saudi Arabia right now. Here's where the moon is right now, and South America. So sometimes I'll get Argentina and stuff on like 10 watts using this. So it's good. It's a great little reference piece if you just want to know what's open, what's not open, want to know where the lighting is. Here's the solar information. Like I said, 17 and 15 are the only ones that are good daytime and nighttime. Yesterday, this was all poor during the day. Everything was poor because of the solar activity. But this map, I put the link in the chat so you can go check it out there. And if you like that, you can use it. So I'll bring you guys back. And anybody got anything they want to ask questions or anything they want to talk about that we haven't talked about?
Well, hey, Ziggy, I'm going to have to get a hold of you because I have an antenna problem. So,
well, let's hash it out right now. What you got?
All right. Here's the antenna problem. I'm taking off and going to live in an RV.
Okay.
I got my good old 710 over here. And basically I need a multi-band sloper. And if I can get the warp bands, the better.
You need an adjustable, probably random wire is what you need. So I'm starting to mess around with let's see, fly fishing reels and 1x7 stainless steel trolling wire that is not coated. So when it wraps on top of itself, it just disappears as far as RF goes. But that would be by far the easiest for you in that situation. That's something I've been playing with for a little bit, and it's definitely super versatile. You can get pretty pretty good harmonics in certain areas, and then you'll just let out a couple of raps of line, and then you can move on to the band. So you're not gonna, in that situation, you're not gonna have one that does it all. But everything in this hobby is a little bit of give and take. But I think an adjustable length random wire is exactly what you need.
All right.
Yep.
So we got Robert Gerner Jr. in the chat here. He's talking about what he's using. My feed line is less than 4 feet. Feed box by the window. Bare copper wire out the window. First 64 feet bare copper. The rest up to 130 feet is speaker wire. And he gets 10 through 80 flat SWR. Oh, out of the second story window. That's interesting. Oh, and he just recently extended it to 130 feet with a 49-to-1 balun. An end-fed 49-to-1. What do you think of that, Zig?
There's a little bit more going on there, but
yeah,
without
I had
knowing, I can't say much.
End-fed, and I had 160 meter end-fed, and he just convinced me not to use it anymore, so I don't use that. But that wire is going to use with the end-fed you're giving me, the 160 meter end-fed that you made.
It's a quarter wave, Mike.
Quarter wave, yeah.
It's a quarter wave.
And I'm going to have to cut this wire about 20 feet off it because it's about 150 feet now. But I'll have to measure it. But anyway,
no,
yeah.
We'll hook it up. We'll hook it up as it is, and we'll figure out what we need from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. The biggest problem with a true harmonic end-fed is that 80 meters. Pick your 10th. Basically, is what I say. A harmonic 80 wire will fall naturally at like 3.56, like just around 3.6. Which is great if you like FT8. But that's no good if you want to do any kind of voice, especially 75 meters. So yeah, there's something special going on if he's got all of 80, which I doubt that he does. But
right.
I love how people, when I send them SWR charts, they go, that's amateur stuff. Let me see the Smith chart, and I go, the SWR chart is a collection of the impedance and reactance already. So it's kind of a hard sell for me when somebody wants to see the Smith chart over an SWR chart. I'm like, at the end of the day, we're all going to have some loss. Some of us a lot more than others.
Right.
But if your radio's happy and you're pushing RF out somewhere, at least out of the house, you're going to get on the air. So
right.
there's a lot of people on the internet. They need to loosen up a little bit. You know what I mean? If I got a 100-watt radio and I'm losing 40 watts for a band that technically I should never mathematically be on, but I'm making contacts, send it.
Right.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Wow.
As long as the radio is cool with it.
Robert's here. He's from Bakersfield, California in here, and his dad used to work for Voice of America. Very interesting. That had to be interesting. Robert, sometime I'll have to get you on the air and we'll talk about that. Thank you for coming. We've had 13 people watching this. I'm really bummed that the ape didn't make it. He said he was going to try. He said it would be a lot of fun and he was going to try to get here, but he didn't make it.
I'm pretty sure he's on a stream right now as we're speaking.
No, you're kidding. Nobody's supposed to be doing a stream right now. That's why I do it at this time. I purposely, I went to T.O., I went to Mike. I said, what day of the week is nobody streaming? And they said, oh, Wednesday. Wednesday's the day you want to do it. I said, what time? I go, whatever you want. But I think you're right. I think they do either Coffee and Ham radios or Clubhouse or something. They come on Wednesday nights, but I didn't think they were on this early. But that's cool. I had him on. He was one of the most popular guests I've ever had on this podcast. So we had like 25, 30 people on here when he was on. I was impressed. But I invited Mike, I invited T.O., I invited them all, and I gave them the link. And if they came, they came. So Robert's saying he doesn't do much 80 meter outside of FT8, but other bands come first as a DXer, only 40 watts. Ooh, FT8, FT4, 141 countries. I use 75 watts single sideband. Very interesting. And 50.
So that's a great point that he's brought up about the wattage that he uses, because what a lot of people hate to admit is that your reflected power is, relative to your transmit power. So,
right.
you can have almost, an unnoticeable amount of reflected power at 10 watts, but if you crank your radio up to 100 watts, you're you probably couldn't transmit.
That's when the lamps start flickering on and off in the house. And yeah, I know. Yeah, I really want to make sure when my antennas can handle at least 500 watts, even though I only have 100 right now. I might get an amplifier one day, and I want to make sure they can handle that. But Zig, I took down the end fed and I took down the 80-meter off center fed. Those wires were shot, so I'm replacing the wires completely on that when we figure out where we're going to put it on the tower.
Mike, you are the biggest offender of calling a random wire antenna an end fed.
Well, that's what they called it, an end fed.
No, they call it that because their lawyers won't let them sell harmonic, like true harmonic infeds, because they can't trust the customers with the high voltage.
I never even knew that.
Yep. In fact,
okay, we're running up on an hour now. We're almost there. We got about 10 minutes left. So anybody got anything else they want to say, announce?
I just have a quick question for Ziggy. What headset are you using? What mic and headset are you using there?
This is it's a Jabra Voice 550. It's a USB device, and then I've got a USB A to USB C adapter plugged directly into my phone.
Gotcha. It's not Bluetooth. Okay.
No.
It's got great audio. It's just nice and clean. So.
Wow, really? Good. I would have never thought.
No background noise at all. So.
Oh man, that's great. Thanks, appreciate that.
Well, in the truck, I've got a lot of background noise in my truck, and I run a Blue Parrot, but it's a double headset. It's Bluetooth, and there's no background noise on that. But I'm always looking for something else as well. So. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here myself. It's great being here with you. I'm out in the yard doing yard work. I've cleaned out my shed, and it's I'm just reorganizing my junk, so to speak. So, 73, everybody, have a great evening. We'll catch you later.
Great seeing you today, and great.
I'll shoot you an email, Larry. Good to see you.
Hey, since we're all close, we need to get together for some brisket.
Who's cooking? Are you cooking? I'll come.
Hell yeah, I'm cooking.
I'll drive from Tampa for that.
The brisket and beans, by God, and homemade potato salad.
Ziggy's in Palatka. I'm in Palm Coast.
Yeah.
Joseph
Silver Springs.
Yeah, great. Joseph.
Silver Springs. Yeah, so we're all fairly close together.
Yeah. Ship you some, Mike, but I don't think it'll.
Yeah, I'll have to get it shipped.
He's up on Long Island. He's a little far away. But,
all right, guys. 73. I'm out of here.
All right, take care. Good seeing you, Larry. Ciao.
So, Mike, when back when Parks on the Air started, before POTA, the ARRL did a national Parks on the Air. I was one of the lucky ones to activate the White House. And that was a very interesting activation there. We were set up on the lawn by where they set up the National Christmas Tree. And we had 3 stations going with satellite operator. And Paul, who's the vice president of AMSAT, he was my satellite operator. And we had a very, very good time. So I do enjoy doing the Parks on the Air, and I enjoy working the different parks when they are on the air also.
Hey, we got Brad here. Brad, if you don't know Brad, N8PC, he if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have an All-Star node working. He helped me out.
This guy's YouTube picture, man.
Yeah, I know. He looks like what's his name? Seinfeld.
Oh man.
When he was doing the posing and his thing was hanging out. That's what you look like, Brad. You got to change that picture. You got to change that profile picture, Brad. Although, hey, I don't care. If that makes you happy, makes you happy. And we got Andrew here. Andrew, now that's cool. N1YLO. Who's this guy? N1YLO. Forgive me, people, if I don't remember you by your call sign. Andrew's calling in from Connecticut. You one of your friends, Mike? He's up in
No, I don't think I know
Berlin,
Andrew.
Berlin, Connecticut.
Oh,
How
very
you
good.
doing,
No,
Andrew?
I
Thanks for
don't know
coming.
him.
I might have put the wrong UTC time. Maybe that's why they're all showing up now. Yeah, I think I put 2300. It should have been 2200.
You even said 2300 in the email, and I just didn't have time to get back to you today to correct you. So that's okay.
Hey, I got a Geochron. I should know better. Look, I mean, the Geochron tells me what time it is. Look at it. I should know better.
Geochron. It's not a ham clock.
Don't even try to compare the two. I'll get the guy from Geochron on your case if you do that. But anyway, hey guys, thank you so much for coming down today. I think this was pretty fun. This was a success. Did you want me to join with video and audio? Yeah, sure. I sent you the link, didn't I, Brad? Go ahead, jump on with video. We'll get you on real quick. Brad, I'm telling you, NAPC, he gets on and whenever you're on the All-Star node, Jason's All-Star node, KC5HWB, he has an All-Star node in Grapevine, Texas, and I keep my radios on that 24/7. I don't take it off because my All-Star node's on that, and I connect that to him. And it's great because I can talk to Brad anytime during the day he comes on. And, we got somebody else, N2MJZ. Maybe I'll go long tonight since I screwed up the time. N2, what is it? MJZ.
MJZ.
That is, that's Freddie. He's from Palm Coast. Maybe he has clock set for UTC, and as a result, it got screwed up. My fault.
Brad needs the link, Mike. It looks like Brad needs the link. If you could
you need
send
the
it
link.
To him.
Okay. All I got to do is click invite, copy, close. Let me send him a message with the link. Let's see. Brad needs that. All right. I want to do just to Brad private chat. That's what I need.
I need the original file format to that picture also, Brad, if you would, please. I've got a frame with your name on it. I'll put it right in the foyer as soon as you walk into my house. Oh, this is Brad.
Let's see.
Are you related? No, I streamed with him once.
How do I get a private message just to him? I know what I could do. Go to YouTube. Yeah, he's on YouTube. I can channel activity. Don't mind me. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, speaking of YouTube, so my handle on YouTube is going to be changing to the Tin Can Ham, because I'm going to be doing ham radio out of an RV. So, I know it's lame. It's a dad joke name.
No, I like it. That's good.
No, that points people right in the direction of what you're after.
Yep. So I'm going to be activating parks and trying to videotape as much as I can. It's not going to be all ham radio. Some of it's going to be me failing at fishing, backing up a trailer. Mostly me failing at things. So if you like watching somebody take L's, this will be the channel for you. But there'll be some ham radio stuff in there. I'm hopefully going to, in the next 2 years, activate every state and minus Hawaii, because I went there while I was in the Army, and I'm not going back. That's another story for another time. But the idea is to go out there and activate parks that don't get activated very much, the rare parks, rare grid squares, and just be on the air as much as possible. And that's pretty much it. It's not going to be very complicated. It's not going to be fancy. But it'll be out there, and we'll, hopefully people like what I'm doing, and will want to join along and follow along. So with that, but yeah, keep an eye out for it. It'll be starting sometime in June.
Sweet. I'll give you some advice. Do what you love. Find what you love and do that. And people will be attracted to it and want to be part of it. That's what I do. I don't try to format this thing too structured because I'm not that kind of guy.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Brad, we hear you. Welcome.
You should have video too.
Hopefully people like what I'm doing and
turn
want to join along.
Are you on a delay?
No, it shouldn't be on any delay.
But yeah, keep an eye out for it. It'll be starting sometime in June.
We hear your audio, Brad.
We're looking at Joseph, and he's not talking, but I hear his voice. Find what you love and do that. And
we have a ventriloquist here.
Want to be part of it.
Yeah, I shouldn't be delayed.
This thing too structured because I'm not that kind of guy.
All right. You guys hear me?
Yes, Brad, we hear you. Welcome.
You should have video too.
Hopefully people.
It's like deja vu all over again. Let's do this. Make sure it's coming from you. Yeah, it's coming from you, Brad. I muted you and it went away.
He probably has the chat open, and then he probably has a session open, and then he joined the live stream.
He's not talking, but I hear his voice. Yeah, mute your YouTube.
We have a ventriloquist here.
No, you have to mute yourself. Just mute YouTube and listen to it through StreamYard. That's how you get rid of that. That's what it was. Because I looked up at my YouTube feed and it was what I was seeing on that screen was what I was hearing from your mic.
Okay. All right, now
there you go. Yeah.
He's Hi, Brad. How are you? Welcome.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you probably were going by
that picture. That is an old picture of me, and that has been around for a long time. I just haven't changed it. But if you go to my QRC, you'll see an updated picture of me and my wife. So.
Yeah, it looks like you were with Jason Alexander making sexy pictures for your wife with that. Should have opened your shirt a little more.
Well, I'll put it this way. One of the guys that I used to work with took that video and made it look like I was sticking my tongue out and kind of had sexual gestures with my tongue. And
so, Brad, we were just getting ready to shut down, but since you came, what do you got going on? Anything new and exciting you want to tell us about? Tell us about All-Star.
Yeah, actually, I've got an XLXD server set up now. So now you got DMR, YSF, and D-Star in full transcode mode. And it's XLX 285 Alpha. And it's also connected into my All-Star node. So you can run to analog and all the digital modes with no problem at all. Okay.
Right.
And it runs on my server that's sitting next to me in my rack. It's not in the cloud. It is
That's
HP
nice.
linked into TGIF network. I have Brandmeister on its own node separately. They don't even know it's connected to my actual system. So they like to complain that if you have an HP link into Brandmeister.
I should pick your brains. I'm going to Wisconsin next week for my mom's 93rd birthday. And I wanted to bring my radio and remotely operate my radios. And I still have not gotten that working. I cannot, for the life of me, get that working. Maybe I'll get Ziggy over here one day to program my computer. If he's
which radio?
Huh?
Which radio?
I have the 7300 and the 9700. I want to be able to use either one remotely.
You set it up. There's a special instruction to set it up on how to use it with TeamViewer. And you can team view into it that way.
Well, you can't talk on the radio with TeamViewer. You can only do like FT8 and stuff.
Nope.
They have much better success with the remote Chrome assistant over TeamViewer.
Yeah. There's a guy who's got a 7300 on remotehams.com, and they use TeamViewer. You can send audio through.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, Colin just made a video of him doing it over Chrome.
Who?
Colin.
I don't know.
K0NNK.
K0NNK.
I don't know if that's the call sign. Is that his call sign? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know him by his call sign.
Young kid that set up an All-Star node, and he's using DV switch server to bridge his DMR to YSF chat group. Is what he's doing.
Oh, I
And
know this kid. I've seen his channel.
I
Yeah,
did mine a different way. So mine's going through a different way.
that is his call sign, K0NNK.
Yep.
Kilo
Yeah, I was-
0 November Kilo.
I was talking about Scotch calling.
Oh,
Now, Brad, are those Yaesu rooms that you have set up that you're using? Are those the actual Yaesu rooms? If you're using Fusion software, you can connect to the same room, or is it a different set of rooms?
Yeah, 28500, 28500 on YSF, and it'll connect you right into the server, into my XLX. You can connect
Brad,
up
one thing we
Grandmeister
accomplished-
312371. TGIF is 31465, or if you're on YSF, you can do 28500, which is XLX 285 alpha. You have to send on YSF. You have to send a digital ID transmit number 10 to link you into the alpha room.
Okay.
Hey, Hamstick Eric, what's your call sign? Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we finally got an FCS room, Brad, and we have that tied in with open spots into our 80751 Wires X room. Works great. And it eliminates a lot of crap in my car. I can get rid of the computer. I can get rid of everything. I just need my open spot with me. And that's exclusively set up in my car now to work on 80751. So if I'm out of range of my node, I can still get in that way, which is great.
There you go.
And yeah, we've been experimenting with that down here, and it's starting to work. By the way, all you guys, if you want to get into our net tomorrow night, the Honey Badgers of Flagler County is every Thursday night at 8 p.m. You can come in now via FCS 310/37. FCS 310 room 37, and you can get in. I talked to Mike on that. I think, is that how you got in, Mike, or you were on the Wires X when you talked to you?
I was on the Wires X when I spoke to you today.
All right. Well, if you got an open spot, I use my 9700 to get into this now when I'm home, and I have my node running. I have my HT is on my node, and then in the car I got the open spot, or I go back to my node here. But if I get too far away where I can't hit my node, I can just turn on the open spot and be connected that way. A little delay.
Well, I'm kind of new to the Fusion, and when I was down in Hamcation, they told me that if you just have the software, the Fusion software running on your computer, and you buy the Yaesu cable, that you can either use your FTM 400 as a direct, where when you key the microphone, you're talking directly into the software, or you can set it up to be like an access point where you use another Yaesu radio to talk to it.
You can do that on the Yaesu FT3DR and the FT5DR. You can do the same thing. I've got that same setup here. It's a special cable. It's not, you can't use that cable except for just that mode. You can't take a regular TV cable and use it in place because it's wired totally different. Somehow, some way you do it that way.
SCU cable.
Software and everything else, they can go into the rooms like that and use it direct or as an actual node.
Originally, I had a Microsoft tablet in my car that ran Windows 10, and that ran my node in the car. And the same thing, just by hitting a button on the 300, I could switch from direct to make it a node, and then take my HT with me, and wherever I'm going, still be able to connect. If I provided a Wi-Fi data connection for the computer, which I did. I have two cell phones, and I leave one in the car set up as a hotspot, and the other one I have with me to talk on the phone. But I could do that with an HT back to my car, which comes in handy sometimes. But it's a pain in the ass to get it working right. And the easiest thing to do now is just use an open spot to get into that room, and it's freaking great. It works fantastic. It was down for a couple of days, but K3SRE set it up now down here. He's back from Maryland, and he set it up at his house, and he's not going to take it down. It's going to be up and running all the time. So FCS 310 room 37, you can get in with us tomorrow night if you want to come. But I think we've overstayed our welcome. We still got 13 people watching, so thank you all for sticking with us throughout this whole thing. We only lost Larry.
Helping out another ham was having an issue with his All-Star node trying to hook up to hams over IP, and I got it all situated and sorted out. Now I got to work on the HOIP side of it and find out what's going on with his numbers and that. as to why they're saying it's dialing, but it's not coming through. It's not getting any signal. And I said, well,
just when I want to go home, T.O. stops by. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic. How's it going, Mike?
It's going great. I've been trying to
T.O.
end this live stream for a while, and then people keep jumping on. I got Brad just jumped in, and now you jumped in. So we'll keep going.
You know what? You told me 6 p.m. and then I didn't read the time zone because everybody talks in Central Time, God's time, the proper time zone.
Well, that's all right. I screwed up on the UTC time too. I said 2300, or it should have been 2200 UTC because it's
UTC's over.
2300.
Yeah, that's what happens when you talk about satellites too much.
Yeah.
So let's all clarify this now. Tio, what time is it where you live?
It is 10 after 6.
Okay, everybody.
10 after 6 by him.
It's a hair past a freckle.
It's 10 after 7 here, but yeah, thanks for coming, Tio. What do you got going on? Anything important, exciting?
I got nothing but excitement. We got the Coffee and Ham Radio's Poseidon antenna built on the last live stream that we did, and I put it out to the test at a Parks on the Air, and 63 contacts, including France, in an hour.
Nice. Very nice. That's good. So yeah, we got, if you notice, KC2 SYF, that's Mike Sataretti from the Satbox Company, the CSN technology.
How are you? How's everything? Nice to meet you.
Great.
We got Ziggy. You know Ziggy on the top right.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he's my buddy. Helped me with my
I've heard
tower.
of him. I just haven't seen too much of him.
Since you guys are here, Brad and T.O., why don't I play that video again of my drone shot of my new tower? You want to see it?
Oh, sure. I haven't seen it since you.
Everybody loves home movies, right? Everybody loves home movies. Yeah, let's play this sucker again. I just got to find it. Cue the Windows Media Player. Nothing. Let's try another one. Nope. Sure, it's not going to work now. I had it working before. I know what I need to do. Let me.
He's so proud of his little baby tower.
My baby. It was supposed to be 10 feet bigger, but I can't fit it in my backyard.
I've heard that before.
Give it a lot of water. Make sure you water it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, my backyard looks like Jack dropped his beans there and antennas grew. So I'm eliminating some of them as I go. No, we don't want that window.
Well, maybe I should make you all jealous and tell you what's coming here by the end of this month.
Tell us what's coming here by the end of the month. Go ahead.
Well, buddy of mine's going to be shipping me an ICOM 7300.
Oh, nice.
MFJ complex. The ship was just ordered. Waiting for it to come in. And now I'll make you really jealous because of what's going on. We originally ordered a couple Elecraft K4s with a KPA 500 watt amplifier with the tuners. Well, from what I understand, a buddy of mine told me that they had an actual business meeting with the head honchos. He said that since my buddy spent as much money as he did for him and I, that they decided to upgrade the KPA 500 watt amps to 1500 watt amps.
Oh, that's good.
Free of charge. So I'm going to have a K4 Elecraft with the KPA 1500 watt amplifier with the internal tuner sitting here on my desk.
Very nice.
Microphone and everything for it. And the 7300 is going to go over here in my rack over here off to the side. It's an actual spot here in the rack just for the 7300, and people are going to be able to remote into that and use that from a remote location. I'm going to set it up on remoteham.com, and only certain people are going to have access to it. I'm not letting everybody have access to it, opening it up. I should.
That's pretty smart. All right, so let's see the baby tower. You ready?
Fine. Sorry, guys. Nobody else get access to that except the buddy that bought it for me. So
I'm going to take you guys off the screen for a second. If I remember how to do it. And I'll get mine on the full screen so you could see what I'm talking about here. This is the new tower. Here we go. I'll start the video. Shot this just this afternoon with my drone. You can see the complications in the background. Nice trees, right? A lot of trees. So, yeah, this is doing a 360 over my house. But look at from this direction all the way around to the other side, it's pretty clear to the horizon. So my new giant Yagi that's 12 feet long is going to come in handy to get 70 centimeters. That's the plan, at least. We'll see when I get it hooked up. That's my neighbor's house. There's my existing 41-foot push-up mast next to the new tower. The tower is at the same height as the top of the push-up mast. You can't really tell that. And also, don't yell at me. The Yagis are not aligned. They're crooked. I got to still work on that. The next step is to get the control cables up to the rotor so I can move that around when I lower the tower so it doesn't hit the ground with those antennas. That was a home-built 70-centimeter, 23-element antenna I got from a guy in Ormond Beach for $50 who also does moon bounce. So I'll be picking his brain pretty soon. But that's the rotor on top. We got that up and running. That's good. Just got to connect everything. And here's a quick looking down. Now, what you'll find is on the right-hand side, that 2-meter, 70-centimeter antenna is that's for my node. My node runs that on that. And then in the backyard, there's another, I think it's a Comet 300 in the backyard. And you'll see that come into view in a second on the bottom right. There it is right there. That's only at like 20 feet. And I can hit Orlando. I can hit Sanford. I can hit Jacksonville with that little antenna right there on my 9700. But that's what it's going to be. So yeah, I hope you like that. The only thing bad about doing this is I don't know where my mouse is. But there's the house, and there's my antennas in the backyard, and hope you got excited about that. And I just want to tell you guys, thanks for coming. We've been on for a while. We got 16 people watching still. Damn.
Mike, you didn't tell anybody how we pulled that tower up by hand the very first time.
Oh, you mean about that guy, Hercules, that got on my roof with a rope?
I pulled that thing up by hand while he pushed it from the bottom.
I was lifting it from the ground, and he pulled it from the roof. He was on my roof pulling that rope, and that's how he got it vertical the first time. And then we got the after that we got the winch on the wall. But like I said before, I got to redo the winch. I'm right there. I'm this close to getting the winch all set up and ready to go. I can raise and lower that thing as much as I want. So, once I get that working and I get that winch, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll be able to start wiring up the tower.
You don't need a winch. Just throw it over the roof and then hook it into the back end of a pickup truck and tell the guy to take off with it.
Or I just get Ziggy over my house to climb on the roof and pull it up. I'm telling you, for a little guy, Ziggy's one badass, strong kid. So, thank you for all your help.
Everybody's scared T.O. with all this Florida boy stuff.
So hopefully in a couple of days, I'll be back on the satellites in a couple of days. So I'm hoping to get it on there pretty quick, getting back and get the rotor. The rotor is actually aiming in the right direction. I just got to align 2 antennas. And once I get that aligned, I can hook up the control cables, turn that rotor so I can lower it all the way down the way I normally do without damaging that long antenna. Because of course it's on the bottom, But it's much big. It's 3 times as big as the original 70-centimeter Yagi I had. So it's fantastic. I can't imagine. I might actually be able to get IO-117 again. We don't know. I'm going to try. Put all new coax on everything. Back to the lightning suppression. Ziggy, what do you think if I bury the wires from the tower back to the lightning box? Think that's a good idea?
If you bury them.
Yeah, well, I would actually dig a trench.
Function or fashion.
Well, I would actually dig a trench, not just like I'm not going to use the weed whacker to bury them. I'm going to actually dig a trench and because I know APR cables, they could all be buried.
I've seen something pretty cool. This guy, I would have done it differently, so I'll just tell you how I would have done it. So yeah, go ahead and trough you a trench, right, and then throw some some of that real cheap rock that you buy by the ton from Home Depot down, and then cut like a 3-inch PVC pipe in half down the middle and just lay it on top of it like a cap. And whenever you need it, you can just flip it up off of there, and there's your coax.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking was getting electrical conduit and burying that, like with the wide sweeping turns, not the right angles. Get a wide sweeping
underground.
I mean, it's only got to go about 20 feet.
Underground. That'll rust. That'll rust and really contaminate your wires.
Well, the ABR wires are all made to be buried, and I've had them in the backyard buried.
Big fan of running.
Direct burial, you'll be fine without any casing. If you're going to run it in through any casing, you run it through a PVC casing, and make sure that instead of what they call a smooth wall, get what they call a rigid wall on the inside. Right. That way, it has less drag on it. It makes it easier pulling it through.
I gotta go, guys.
Use metal.
All right, Zig. Thanks a lot for being here.
Take care, Ziggy. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Ziggy.
KN4ZGY. That's him. So if you want to get in touch with him, that's the way you can get in touch with him. T.O., you got stuff going on. Your Poseidon antennas released. What is that going for now?
I want to say 85.
Okay.
Take a look.
It's an
coffeeandhamradios.com.
Right? Yeah. And Mike, you got the SAT box with CSN Technologies. Did they shorten the URL for that, CSN TEC or something?
I did. I just made a new URL. So if you go to csnsat.com, it's easier than typing CSN Technologies.
Right.
So either one is .net, one is .com. They both still work, but it was easier to just say csnsat.com.
Well, I have to be honest. I'm not proud. I can't spell to save my life. Every time I go to your website, I got to ask Alexa, how do you spell technology? Because I keep screwing. And is it technology or technologies?
Yeah, so CSN SAT makes it a lot easier, and that's why we did that. If anybody has any questions for us, always drop us an email. We'll be more than happy to answer them. And like I said before, we'll get on a Zoom call with you if you need tech support, or if you just have questions. Sometimes it's easier to talk face-to-face and explain things and show you than it is to type emails back and forth. And Mike, I thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you for coming. I was really happy that you made it. I'm still mad at I'll be mad at the ape for a while, but I'll get over it. Because he sounded like he really wanted to do it, and then he never showed up. Probably because I gave him the wrong time. Because I said the wrong UTC time. Right, T.O.? Steve?
That's got to be it. Yeah.
That's got to be it. Although we're still here, and he didn't come now either. But we got 14 people watching still. It's amazing. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much for following me and putting up with my antics and my screw-ups when my microphone dies and it screeches. Thank you very much. T.O.'s a great guy. You want to watch his stuff. He does a lot. He's in Coffee and Ham Radios. You do also Ham Radio Clubhouse. Do you do that too?
I do that occasionally when I'm, not feeling well.
We'll have to let them know. Let's see what else is going on. Joseph, you got anything going on?
Just besides getting the trailer, and I got a bunch of photos to send to of the new trailer and everything. And
nice.
And I came up with my YouTube channel name there, T.O., as you can see.
The Tin Can Ham. I like it.
Yeah, see, it's pretty creative, right?
Well, it is, because you're going to be in a trailer. There's somebody else here knows all about living in a trailer.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that I haven't been binge watching his other channel about living in said trailer. So,
right.
Well, the good thing is you'll be a millionaire just as soon as we all are with your YouTube channel. We'll all be rich, right? So, I'm just hoping I get 1,000 followers at some point. I don't even care how many hours they're watching, but 1,000 followers would be nice. Anyway, thank you so much for coming, Joseph. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Brad, for making it. And T.O., thanks for jumping in. My apologies on the time. It was my fault. I'm sorry.
I will let you take the blame for that.
We're getting in here a little bit late. Like that, something on another hand with his all-star node.
Yeah, I never claimed to know UTC time based on. I know it's -4, but yeah, it screws you. I look at a clock and I'm like, okay, -4, 1, 2, 3.
Until daylight savings time comes, then it's -5.
Right. When it's not daylight savings time, it's 5 hours. I know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming. Have a great night. You want to come back next week? I'll be here next week, and give me ideas what you'd like to see on this channel and what you'd like to hear about. I was making a video on putting up the tower until I realized I screwed up the winch, so I stopped. And I'll get more out there because I promised ABR I would do a whole video on their cables that they gave me or sold me. I bought the cables, but he gave me a break on freight, so I didn't have to pay freight to have them shipped to me. So that was really nice of Chuck. Chuck and Shannon are great to work with at ABR. They will help you with any details you need, but you guys all know that already. So thank you all for coming. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, and I'm going to make a couple of final comments before I shut down. So thanks for coming. All you 16 people who are here, don't go away yet. I got something to say to you. This is Mike, KO4PDI. Thank you so much for following my podcast, following my YouTube channel, my Twitter. Although for some reason, Twitter wouldn't let me watch my own video today. They said I can't watch it in my area. Where does it think I am? I don't know. Anyway, you guys have been great. Thanks for coming. And this is KO4PDI. I wish you all 73. And Hamstick Eric, send me a call sign and I'll get you on the air someday. I'll get you on the station. All right? You guys be well. KO4PDI, have a great night. Thank you for coming. 73.